Hi, I'm Mel's best friend, and if you read the description of the video, you're probably going to get the gist of it. But basically, it's a series I started a while back of live streams called Eevee Mania, but kind of rebooted. I named the series after a username of one of my brother's friends. A guy who I like to jokingly say looks like the new took down Hentai Haven kid. You know, the kid who complained about Hentai Haven being taken down. No, we're not playing Spanish. I already have a Spanish save file on this Switch. This is my brother's Switch, and not my Switch, because, like I said, I think I saw on eBay that the part I need is supposed to be arriving today. Sorry, it's taking a while for that part to arrive, because my mailbox broke, and we had to get a new one. I know, right? We think a car hit my mailbox, as it's one of those mailboxes that's like right by the curb. You know, two different styles of mailboxes. There's like the style that goes right by the curb, and there's also the style that is like attached to the side of the house. Yeah, my house has like the classic style to the side of the curb. Let's see what name to use. Trying to think of a funny one. Okay. But my brother does not like me typing in swear words that still don't match the word filter regex is. My brother doesn't like me doing that because he's worried he could get the Switch banned. Oh, I know a funny name. You might not get the reference. Actually, that wouldn't make sense to him using a female trainer. He was like Brandon, but I was like, nah, that wouldn't make sense because I'd use a female trainer. Yeah, basically, like I said, this challenge is a hackless version of the other challenge, meaning as soon as I can use Eevee, I have to. What I mean by that, I'll be using my starter Pokemon until I get the Pokédex. And once I get the Pokédex, you know, I go into Pokemon Home and get my starter out. I get a starter out of my save file and an Eevee into my save file. You know what? I'm so attached to my Pokemon, I've never released a Pokemon before, so I don't even know if it lets you release the starter or not. I don't even know if it lets you do that or not, because I have never released a Pokemon before, because I'm so attached to my Pokemon that I never do it. I mean, I know what it means to release a Pokemon, as I can kind of tell from the context, and also I've heard other YouTubers talking about it. But I'm trying to think of a good name to use on my... Trying to think of a good name to use on my trainer. I'm really trying to think. Maybe some kind of programming joke, but there aren't that many that would fit into 12 characters. I'm gonna try to think of one. Maybe some kind of programming joke. Oh, I know one. Actually, this isn't really a joke, it's more just showing that I know programming pretty well. Does it let you put curly braces in this? Yeah, I think it does. There are some blacklisted characters that don't show up as blacklisted. I don't know if curly braces are one of them or not. Yes, it's just an empty lambda, but you know, You wouldn't actually write that when programming. It's just that a lot of beginners don't know lambdas. That's the reason why I'm doing it. It's funny because there aren't even any like letters in that, or numbers. It's just symbols. It's just you capture default of the body. It's just a capture default of the body, and obviously a semicolon at the end, because a semicolon is what tells the compiler that's the end of a statement, and is required to get your code to compile in most scenarios. In almost every single thing you write requires a semicolon. Like, fun fact, an if statement without parentheses, or any kind of loop without, not parentheses, curly braces, any kind of if statement or loop without curly braces, the way how the compiler tells when it's the end of that is based on where the next semicolon is. It's actually a fun fact. So, when you don't put in curly braces, you know how they say we'll only do the next statement after that? Well, what it actually is more like the next statement, is more the next statement is where the next semicolon is, so that's why it does that, and that. So you can actually create an empty if statement by just putting a semicolon there. It won't do anything. It'll be a useless if statement then. Any useless if statement, you could do that. It would still compile, although it would be a useless if statement. But it's funny, most programming languages, Python's an exception, but still, most programming languages have a semicolon not making sense for some people who use the semicolon to symbolize. And it makes sense with punctuation rules, which does not make sense in programming. Like I said, this challenge I'm doing, this challenge is, a challenge that is quite interesting actually. I'm doing this to celebrate the raid event that's going on right now. It's going on till the day after the worst National Something Day. Yes, November 27th is... It goes until November 28th, and I said the day after the worst National Something Day because November 27th is literally a day made by people who think furries are Z-files. National Be a Furry Day. That shouldn't be a thing. That really shouldn't be a thing. In fact, I'll try to make sure 2021's one is the last one ever. November 27th, 2022 is not going to be National Be a Furry Day. I'll try to make sure that happens. Which part of that means breaking the rules of that day. If you look at the rules of that day, you'll see that furries aren't allowed to fight back, but I'll fight back alright. Oh, and by the way, some of my ranting videos, you might see the video part of it freeze up but not the audio. That's because I record that on a computer that has kind of low specs. It literally uses an actual spinning hard drive and not an SSD. It actually uses an actual spinning hard drive and not an SSD, and also, yeah, its specs are so low that while the screen supports 4K, it doesn't have the power required to run video at 4K. If I could barely do it at 1080p. In fact, you're better off just running video stuff at 720p on that. Or I guess 768p might work. I guess anybody thinking, what? 768p? You probably don't know that much about cheap laptops then. Usually laptops when they're maximum screen resolution but they're still cheap, it's 768p, which is weird. It's in between 720p and 1080p. That's like the maximum for cheap laptops from what I've seen. Like Chromebooks and, and, you know, live HP laptops, like my first laptop was like that. This one I have now I'm using to record this video, like plugging a capture card into it. That's how I record my videos now. I guess this is on an actual Switch, so you're not going to experience emulator-related crashes like you did in that one video that, you know, I took down because this is a reboot of the series version. But yeah, basically a capture card is a way, for those unaware of what a capture card is, like, those of you who have no experience recording videos, because I know there are a lot of people on YouTube who use YouTube just for watching videos and not for making them. Basically, a capture card is what you call this device, where basically you use this device as this device is pretty much a fake camera, where basically instead of the video that the device connected reads from it being actual stuff around it, like a camera, what actual stuff around it looks like a camera, it's instead another device plugged in via HDMI. So that way, it's instead another device plugged in via HDMI rather than USB. Like, one device is plugged in via USB, the other is plugged in via HDMI. The one plugged in via HDMI is the one that's being recorded. So basically it's a fake camera where the stuff going into it is HDMI data and not, like, sensor data from a really powerful optical sensor. That's not what it's like with that, but it is with like a camera where it's like, you know, a very powerful optical sensor. Optical sensor is pretty much just a fancy term for, like, man-made eye, basically. You know, because like optical is like related, it has like some, I don't know if it's a Greek or Latin root in it that means like vision related. Like another word that has that is the word optometrist, which, you know, is a doctor. It's all about vision. That's kind of off topic. So basically a capture card, like I said, is pretty much a fake camera. Because like the computer treats it like a camera. The computer treats it like a camera, but it's not a camera. And wait, you know, let's go to the windmill in this cutscene. I want to say something funny about that windmill. That windmill is animated better than most of the Pokemon. Like, seriously, that windmill is animated better than most of the Pokemon in this game. Most of the Pokemon in this game just have, well, except for Gen 8 Pokemon. All Pokemon in this game, except for Gen 8 Pokemon, have their animations just ported from the 3DS, which is just dumb. Like, seriously. I'm wondering whether I consider Meltan and Melmetal to be Gen 7 or Gen 8. I actually consider them to be Gen 8, and here's why. I think I heard somewhere that one of the Gen 4 Pokemon, I don't remember which one, actually originated in a Gen 3 spin-off. I think I heard somewhere. Don't remember where I heard this or what it was like. I don't remember where I heard this or which Pokemon it was. I think it might have been Lucario though. But still, yeah. Pretty much, you know. It's like I was Meltan and Melmetal, so I'd consider them to be Gen 8. Okay, now this is gonna be the last. This is gonna be the only Pokemon I use that's not Eevee or an Eeveelution in this challenge. So I better choose wisely. Now I know Grass has a lot of weaknesses, but not as many weaknesses as... Grass is kind of a weak type, but not as weak of a type as normal. But you know what, to make it even more of a challenge, I'll go with Grass. Because there are some flying types you get into fights with before you get the Pokédex. You know what, I don't feel like nicknaming it, because I don't need to, because I'm not even using it that much. Oh, you wanna hear a dumb story from when I was a noob at Pokemon? well, one thing I want to say about the capture card thing I talked about before I talk about how Eevee made it Pokemon. So capture cards, like I said, they are basically like a fake camera that actually takes in data from HDMI rather than a sensor. So yeah, pretty much there's two HDMI ports on the capture card. There's one for output and one for input. The one for output goes into a screen, like a TV or a computer monitor. So that way you can still see the image on the screen, because usually there's less latency on that than there is on the capture card. Especially for cheap Amazon capture cards like the one I have. Like I said, the one I have is a no-name Chinese brand, and it's actually sometimes dangerous because no-name Chinese electronics sometimes catch on fire through thermal runaways. But yeah, the only time I've only experienced that once, and it's actually quite an extreme example. Well, with my own things I have, I only experienced it once. With my parents' things, I've experienced it more than once actually. My parents have gotten these 18650 batteries like that, and yeah, they had to get rid of both the charger, and when those batteries caught on fire, they had to get rid of both the charger and the batteries. Nothing burned down though. It was really small fire, and it was only a really small amount of fire, so they just disconnected it and disposed of both the charger and the batteries. Yeah. The one I had was basically a 3D printer. It's a knockoff. The one I have now is not the first 3D printer I've had. There's one I had before that. There's a knockoff of the one I have. So you heard Reality Ender 3D2, right? That's the one I have right now. There's a knockoff of it known as the Vox Lavakilla. Really similar in hardware specs, so similar, can run the same firmware, albeit with screen glitches. The MU3V2 version of Marlin also works on the Vox Lavakilla, but it has a lot of screen glitches when you do that. Maybe someone's made screen firmware for that, but I doubt it actually. They're doing a knockoff 3D printer. Like a knockoff of a really popular 3D printer. So I know the reason why the screen glitches happen is because like the screen also has its own firmware, and the screen firmware on that is really different from the one on the Ender 3V2. As it's not even a vertical display on the first revision, and it's a horizontal display, but we made a revised one with a vertical display like the Ender 3V2. But yeah, it ran to a thermal runaway, and I had to get rid of it before it caught on fire. It didn't catch on fire, as far as I know at least. When I say as far as I know, I mean like because the way I disposed of it. I put it on my curb with a sign that says does not work but could be fun to fix, as a reference to this meme I saw where it's like I was a record player and it says what open source software is like. That's a totally relatable meme because everyone when they first start making open source software does that. So, like I did it, and some people I've seen in the homebrew scene were like that too when they first started. Like, Touch Me Many Skill, right? If you look at his GitHub, you'll find a program that says a file explorer written in C, do not use. City file splitter written in C, do not use. I didn't think that was Touch Me Many Skill. I might be thinking of someone else, but I think it was Touch Me Many Skill that was like that. So yeah, pretty much, all open source developers start out like that. I did too. Like, remember my fourth episode C++ card support that was kinda cringe, honestly. That's the time I was like that. But yeah, now time to talk about like what I did when I was a noob at Pokemon. So when I was such a big noob at Pokemon, here's a really dumb mistake I made. I had no idea breeding was a thing in Pokemon. Like, I had no idea breeding was a thing. I thought it was just a coincidence that you could leave 2 Pokemon in the daycare. And also thought the daycare was just for leveling up, because this is exactly when you could level up in the daycare. This is exactly when you could do that. Like, before they did the whole nursery revamp and everything, before they did that. Let me let you know about something. I actually got into Pokemon kind of late, because it was Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that I was playing. It was like a kind of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that I got into Pokemon. So yeah, I was playing Omega Ruby, and like I said, I thought that legendaries and starters were just as rare as each other, because I thought, oh, one per save file for both of them. Because I didn't know breeding existed. I did not know breeding existed, so I traded legendaries for starters. So dumb. I regret doing that now. Legendaries are more rare than starters, because think about it. Legendaries are in the undiscovered egg group. Starters are not. You can breed starters, but not legendaries. Although, once I do add legendaries to PSP2 Game Edition, it's not going to be like that. As that violates the characteristics of living things, so it's not going to be like that. They are going to be breedable with PSP2 Game Edition. I'll just try to put them in a group that I think fits by the design. That's what I'll do. Try to put them into a group that fits their design, like, you know, Field for Zero Aura, stuff like that. I should be Field or Human-like, maybe both. Because, you know, Pokemon can be in 2 egg groups. Like, I think it's just the devs being perverted. You know why? Because what I think means it means if a Pokemon's in 2 egg groups. Now I know this isn't a Mouse Back Theory episode, but I'm still gonna say this. What I think it means if a Pokemon's in 2 egg groups. Think it means 1 ball or ovaries for 1 egg group, the other for the other egg group. Which means, yeah, the developers are kind of perverted. It's the only way I could see that could possibly work. The only way I could see that working is what I just said there. The Pokemon's name I used to mispronounce so much until I heard an official thing pronounced Exacian. Yes. I was mispronouncing it for so long. Like, seriously. I was pronouncing it so wrong, like, seriously. Almost, almost as bad as text-to-speech. Not as bad as text-to-speech, but almost. I would text-to-speech pronounce it like Basin. That's not how I pronounce it, but still. And actually, that was actually a text-to-speech is pretty good at pronouncing Pokemon names. And it still happened. In case you're unaware of which text-to-speech I'm talking about the one Google Translate uses. It's surprisingly good at pronouncing Pokemon names. It's surprisingly good at pronouncing Pokemon names. Yes, the one Google Translate uses is that good at it. Like, much better than, like, you know, the one Go Animate uses or the one that Bonzi Buddy uses. Which I know Go Animate uses Amazon Poly and Bonzi Buddy uses Microsoft Sam, but yeah, that's a break. Bonzi Buddy's a really funny program, like, seriously. I was made a funny joke that combined 2 different computer memes. I was like, you know what, Bonzi Buddy is a download manager? Have you ever tried using it to download more RAM? Use Bonzi Buddy to download more RAM. That's funny. Use Bonzi Buddy to download more RAM. So yeah, I'm glad that the computer I have now that I'm using to record this is not a really low-end computer like that Mac I use to record my ranting videos. And it's, you know, an MSI gaming laptop. Yes, an MSI gaming laptop that I think has a screen that has a refresh rate of 144 hertz. That's what it is. I just feel like I have the Shrek Oofer turned on. Shrek Oofer. Like oof, like the Roblox sound. And I was like saying Shrek instead of SwSh. My brother's not gonna like that because he told me not to break the SwSh. Actually, I don't know if the glitch still happens. They might have patched it. I don't know. I don't know if they patched it or not. I know I patched the glitch with Ninja and Ninja having the same home tracker. I know they patched that one because I've looked at stuff talking about it. I know they patched that one, but I don't know if they patched the autosave bricking the SwSh one. Yes, that was an actual glitch at one point. Oh, there's another setting I forgot to change. It's gonna really confuse me later on. Okay, not gonna catch any Pokemon here. Because of my plan, I am not gonna catch any Pokemon here. Okay, stay away from this Clovet, stay away from the Woo, stay away from the Rookidee. Oh, I have a funny joke. You know what it is? Imagine a regular GameCube ISO is Wooloo. You don't want your ISO to be an N-Kit in Wooloo's clothing. Get it? Because N-Kit sounds like Nickit. It's a pun. Because N-Kit sounds like Nickit. You don't want your ISO to be an N-Kit in Wooloo's clothing. That's actually quite funny. You don't want your ISO to be an N-Kit in Wooloo's clothing. N-Kit instead of Nickit. You know, I'd probably get a transfer of Pokemon from one of my Spanish save files. So that way, I can, you know, do the method named after, do the method of breeding named after the guy who people blame for a deck due to his role switching up when this game being made and him actually being the one who announced it. Well, he announced it in Japanese, but someone else announced it in English. But you know, pretty much, yeah, that's what, I think those are two reasons why people blame him for the deck shit. Because his role in developing Pokemon games changed when this game was made. And also, he was going to announce it. Yes, I'm talking about Junichi Masuda. Like, when I say his role changed, he went from being director to producer. To be honest, I feel like that could be why. I honestly feel like that could be why the death shit happened in the first place. Like, yeah, he was director up until Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is producer. Okay, you know what this means. I have my Pokédex now. So I save my game. I'm trying to remember which Pokemon home account it was. I think it was Dr. Thunder. Yes, my 2 users on the Switch. We have lots of users on the Switch. Only 2 in my mind though. Beanie and Dr. Thunder. You know, the ones that are knockoff brands. Yes, the ones that are knockoff brands are really good. One's a knockoff of the Wii. The other's a knockoff of Dr. Pepper. Just look at that name. Dr. Thunder. And also, you know that, what was it? That there's a boss in Super Mario Galaxy 2. I guess it's Spanish. Yeah, it's Spanish. Actually, I'd rather bring a female into my favorite. Oh, no, I don't know. Hey, but these are all level 1. You know what that means? This challenge just got even harder. So I'm going to have to do some training. You know, this challenge is actually quite challenging, actually, because we have to do a lot of training if it's level 1. Like, even at the start of the game, level 1 is weak. Even at the start of the game, level 1 is weak. Let's see, look at, like, some stuff with this staff. I think I'm gonna want to, let's see what the nature hinders on these, yeah, I'll bring in a female so that way you know. I'll bring a female so that way you know. It'll be easier for me doing this too. Okay, there's an easy gender ratio. So basically, gender ratios in Pokemon are what determines your likelihood of getting a certain gender of a Pokemon. Like, you know, basically it's stored it's stored as like a value that the closer it gets to 254, the more likely they are to be female. With 0 being male only, 254 being female only, and 255 being 100% cancer genderless. That's what it's like. Which genderless is also not going to be a thing with PSVCP Gamma Edition. Just want to point that out too. That's also not something that really makes sense. Okay, now time to start the challenge. Time to start the actual challenge now. And yeah, this is going to be quite hard actually. You know, it's actually going to be quite hard. My first time actually giving myself a real challenge in Pokemon. It's actually my first time giving myself like a real challenge in Pokemon. I'm gonna want a lot of potions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna spend a third of my money on potions. And it's not exactly a third, but it's pretty darn close. I still spend another third on revives. You know, I won't even be able to use them until later. Man, revives are kind of expensive, which makes sense with how good of an item they are. Wait a minute. I don't even really need to do this to Grookey. We're not even going to be using Grookey anymore. No, I meant to go to the computer station here called Rotamai, I think it is. My controller was being weird there. I don't even know what to do this. It's my first time ever releasing a Pokemon, and I feel sad. Yeah, it does let you release your start, which I did not know because it's my first time releasing a Pokemon. Yeah, it does let you release your starter, which I did not know until now. That it actually does let you release your starter, because before I wasn't sure if it does or not. But yeah, it makes sense. Pokemon's not as forgiving as Yokai Watch, so it makes sense. It's the Unkitten Woolly Clothing! Sorry, I made that joke again. And yeah, if you don't know what Yokai Watch is, it's a game that some people say is definitely not a Pokemon ripoff, although I say it clearly is. You want to lower your defense to make this a little easier. Yeah, usually when you're dealing with Pokemon that are either same level or higher level, you actually want to use non-damaging moves like that. That's actually a good strategy. A lot of noobs don't know that. Let's see. Like, there are countless noobs who don't know that. And seriously, the non-damaging moves can actually be quite useful in this type of situation. And I'm not touching the Unkit and Wooloo's clothing either. Unkit and Wooloo's clothing! That's actually quite funny. Calling it the Unkit and Wooloo's clothing as a reference to GameCube and Wii homebrew. With, you know, the .unkit.iso files, which are the worst type of ROM for modding. Well, for modding and for running on emulators. Because, you know, a lot of patches are for the regular ISOs. As those are what dumping programs use. So they encourage legal activity then. Let's use Tail Whip again because it's a non-damaging move, and like I said, non-damaging moves are actually quite useful in these situations. Where you deal with a poker that's either same level or higher level than your one. Those are when you want to use non-damaging moves. Like in online battles, they're always going to be the same level as your opponent in online battles. Unless you're doing a battle with your friend where you choose not to set a level. Okay, that's super red. And yet, yeah, I'm gonna do this now. Where is it? There it is. There. All I can say is rising slowly, stirring Yeet from the cold. Yeah, it was a pun, because you know, rising and Yeet and cold. Because, you know, Ryzen, like RYZEN, like the AMD CPU that's in my laptop that I'm using to record this. And Yeet instead of Heat as a pun, because, you know, Yeet and Heat rhyme. Now this lands a crit with that move. I'm not going to survive this. Of course, use Tail Whip. I'm not sure who's gonna win this. This is the first time I'm actually using a level 1 Pokemon in battle. And yeah, it is quite challenging. Okay, I know what to do now. Wait, if I win this is gonna get me a lot of EXP. Yeet! Oh, look at that. Spicy Bowl of Sand Attack. Yes, learn it. Let's replace Cut the Child's Helping Hand off. Actually, no, more like Cut the Child's Helping Hand off is what we're gonna do. Get it? Because, you know, it no longer knows Helping Hand. You know what's referencing? I was referencing a knockoff brand. Again, the same one that one of my account usernames is. Remember, because Weenie. If the child takes it, I mean, it isn't verbatim what the manual says, but it's pretty darn close. If the child tries to play with the packaging, cut the child's hand off. This is the manual in the box, so if you saw it, it would be too late, because it's probably trying to say a child can get touched from the packaging, if that makes more sense for what something like that would say. It's probably supposed to say that, but it's translated so poorly it says, if the child tries to play with the package and cuts the child photograph. That's probably what it's like. It's probably like just really poorly translated. Yeah, really poorly translated from Chinese to English. Well, I know when you're talking about like speaking, it's not Chinese, it's Mandarin or Cantonese. When you're talking about writing, it's Chinese. With that, it's writing, because you know, it's a manual. There's a piece of paper that tells you what to do. And also tells you safety stuff. You know why your eye is going to be an uncut and Wooloo's clothing? An uncut and Wooloo's clothing. More unkits and Wooloo's clothing. Sorry, I can't stop making that joke. I can't stop making that joke, sorry, it's just too funny. You know what you do, a spicy bowl of sand attack. Spicy bowl of sand attack. If you get the reference, then you're into some obscure YouTube content. Yeet! Let's go, Brandon! I'm sorry, not Brandon, but Eevee. Sorry, don't get me canceled for saying that. Don't get me canceled for saying that. I was just saying that as a joke. I don't actually support that. I don't actually support being mean to a president. That was a joke. Like, seriously, I don't actually support being mean to a president. And now, a regular GameCube ISO. Not an uncut and Wooloo's clothing, a regular GameCube ISO. This is just a really funny challenge I'm doing. Ooh, I'm in the same level. And let's see here. Therefore, I don't actually support being mean to a president. I was just joking when I said that other thing earlier. You keep lowering my attack, I keep lowering your accuracy. Like, seriously, that battle with the uncut and Wooloo's clothing was quite challenging, as you know. It was literally a battle where it was like a level 1 versus level 6. But I still won. All I can say is David and Goliath. It's just like that. But yeah, now back to what I was saying. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah. This is a GameCube ISO on that. Looks like the GameCube ISO is actually doing a good job. A good job beating me up, that is. that's what the GameCube ISO was like. But, you know, the Unkitten Rules clothing is not like that. Actually, the Unkitten Rules clothing is only like that because it's much higher level. As I meant to say. Because Wooloo is all about defense. That's the thing about Wooloo. Wooloo is all about defense. With all the moves Wooloo can know, the lowering attack or raising defense. And also, I've never looked at Wooloo's base stats, but I assume defense is pretty high. But I've never looked at Wooloo's base stats before. One Pokemon's base stats I know really well is Vaporeon, as you know. And with the effective base stats for HP and access to acid armor, I think you know what I'm referencing. The best copy pasta known to man. There's some other copy pastas that are really good too, like the GNU plus Linux copy pasta. For those unaware, it's basically a copy pasta explaining why it's incorrect to refer to Linux as Linux and to instead refer to as GNU plus Linux. Well, I guess they said that you can refer to the kernel itself as Linux, but not an operating system that uses that kernel. Which many people do, actually. And the reason why I'm using this headset to record the audio, it's not good as the mic on my computer, because the mic on my computer is kind of, you know, buggy. All I can say is, it's a reference to a meme I saw on a Discord server. It was being a bad dragon mic. Referencing a meme I saw, and I hope that doesn't get me canceled either. I know how to do this. Yeah, but I'm not gonna catch any Pokemon until I actually have a good reason to. Until I have a good reason to. Unkitten Rules clothing. It's funny to say that. I still find it funny that I like to say Unkitten Rules clothing. And it's referencing GameCube and Wii homebrew. PSVT game is gonna be really awesome, don't you agree? Oh, and did I say something funny by the way I'm gonna advertise it? This might make some people think it's a scam, even though it's not. But the way I'm gonna advertise it is gonna be quite funny. It's gonna be making fun of prizes, pretty much. Like, you know, I'm gonna steal the design from a little kid's show. Probably Caillou. I'll probably just steal the design from Caillou. Or because it's just Caillou but wears a red shirt instead of a yellow shirt that has the PSGTP Gaming logo on it, and also has shirt has his name on it, which is PokeBoon2++. Yeah, I know, a pun with Pokemon, Eevee, and C++. As you know, it's a program made not only for Eevee, but made on Eevee, because that's what obviously using for development. You saw that on my episode Uno, which the next one's supposed to be coming soon, and I need to do more work on it, because I haven't done much since then, because I've been working on other stuff. But I have still done some stuff. And let's see here. So yeah, like I said, I also used to add things that have a really similar format to the Project ones. Like, Oops My Switch Pass. Maybe in one of them. I also want to literally do a song about the program. What if it literally be a song about the program? Oh, this guy has the same name as me. Yes, that's my first name, Benjamin. That's a fun fact about me. A lot of people call me Mel for short, but that's not my actual name. You see my username, they call me Mel for short, that's not my actual name. In fact, that is a name, but it's not my name, and my username actually has nothing to do with that. My username actually has nothing to do with that. Where my username actually comes from, a Meverse meme. Like seriously, it comes from a Meverse meme. I miss Meverse so much. My username comes from a Meverse meme, and I miss Meverse so much. Basically, my username, here's the story. So basically, someone having me tell me like ID, New Year's back. Everyone likes to copy her. One person did it using me telling her like ID. MK move going, just kidding, it wasn't that, but still, I'm validating the MK move saying. But their telling her like ID was Mel's back. So I got in on this using me telling her like ID on alt account. Mel's back friend. And then that became my username everywhere. I didn't really use it elsewhere until I made my YouTube channel. Now I use it on pretty much every site I have an account for. Hey, I can't help myself! Sorry, I got to play some obscure YouTube content again. When I say obscure YouTube content, I mean obscure YouTube content. It was a Super Mario Sunshine glitch video I referenced that time. Okay, time for one more reference to obscure YouTube content. My Dookie went to the Blood Squillium dimension. Yes, my Dookie went to the Blood Squillium dimension. My Dookie went to the Blood Squillium dimension. That's right, the Blood Squillium dimension. Okay, that's obviously another obscure YouTube video. Basically, it was one that involved Splatoon tips and tricks. It wasn't actual tips and tricks, though. It was a parody. It was a parody, and yeah, pretty much they said that when your teammates disconnect, they go to the blood school alien dimension. They even said a way you could get there, which is really ridiculous. Waiting on a bench for 7 hours and waiting in the center of the goblets for another hour. In squid form. That's what they said. And that's Splatoon tips and tricks video. Really funny, actually. You know what's really kind of funny? So you know the anonymous mask that people associate with hackers? I have a funny name for that mask. I call it the Bully V Plaza mask, and the reason why is because of Bully V Plaza, someone who does Wii hacking and Wii U hacking, stuff like that, like basically hacking Power PC Nintendo consoles. And you know, pretty much I just reference that all the time. Cause you know I started in the Wii U homebrew scene. I started my homebrew in the Wii U homebrew scene, I'm sure you know that. Kind of a small homebrew scene, to be honest, compared to 3DS and Switch homebrew. But yeah. Then I moved to 3DS and then to Switch. SwSh for new Lubba Dubba 3DS, BS9 support, ALH9 Club Night, RF Call Gateway. I was referencing the SwSh README. That's funny. I referenced the SwSh README because Wii is based off a sheep, and SwSh sounds like sheep. So there, that's why I did that. We have a Pokemon based off a sheep and a Pokemon here based off of, I think, just some mashup of a fox, cat, rabbit, and dog. I'm pretty sure that's what Eevee's based off of, though. Because, you know, it makes sense with just all of the parts of Eevee's design. Like, the tail looks like a fox. Let's see, where else? There's just so many parts of this design that really nice. The one that's most noticeable, I'd say, is fox. Doesn't make sense for the shiny form, because the shiny form is like an Arctic fox. Yeah, because the shiny form I say is like an Arctic fox with the color of it. It's like, you know. Oh, and if you're an absolute beginner at Pokemon coming to this video, I can show you what the shiny form looks like. Sorry, this one I added some funny text here, referencing two different mistakes in the Japanese version of Super Mario Sunshine. You know, the voice actor says shrine, and also how it says shine get instead of shine, which is grammatically incorrect. But yeah, this kind of looks like an Arctic fox. Actually, an absolute beginner, you might not even know where shiny Pokemon is. Pretty much a really rare thing where Pokemon's a different color from normal. Every single Pokemon has a shiny form. Some of them is unobtainable due to Pokemon being shiny rocks, but that's only legendaries and mythicals that are like that usually. Well, usually, sometimes they'll do events so you can get a shiny legendary. That's kind of rare. I've participated in one of those events and gotten a gift like that before. It's pretty cool. But I traded that legendary for a starter because I was recognized as a noob. Like, how was I such a big nerd that I didn't know that a daycare for your Pokemon to have sex? How did I not know that? No, it's only used for that. It's more evident that that's what it's for. No, it's only used for that. It's more evident that that's what it's for. Usually for that and leveling up, but now it's only for that. It's more evident that that's what it's for. You know what? Whenever I hear like words that start with E, you I think of. I don't know. It's weird. Whenever I hear words that start with E, I think of this one thing. So when I first started working at Chuck E. Cheese, it was during the spring, and they were playing this video on the TVs that was like the other kids was trying to guess Chuck E. Cheese's middle name. It was really funny. Yes, I know the video's made for little kids, but I still find it funny. It was like, and so we got related that the answer isn't evident. Yeah, it had so many uses of words starting with E. Basically used so many words starting with E, but yeah, for those unaware, for those who don't know that place that well, the E is actually for entertainment. That's what it's actually for. This is so many things that weren't entertainment. Trust me, I work there, so I know. Also, some of the Go Animate videos with Caillou are kind of inaccurate because they don't allow anyone under the age of 18 there alone. Which is kind of what Caillou was doing in some of the Go Animate videos, was going there instead of school. Which, you see, he wouldn't even make it past Kid Check if that were to happen in reality. Well, sometimes when there's no one at Kid Check, people will just leave without even going there, and like, and come back, and they usually don't, which is really annoying when that happens. Never seen anyone get fired for that, but it could happen someday. Yeah, I do Kid Check sometimes, not always though. There's one guy who works there mostly just for Kid Check, but I am not like that. I mostly work there for cleaning stuff and occasionally fixing problems with games. When I say fixing problems with games, I don't mean like replacing parts in them. I mean like simple fixes. As I'm not a technician, so I only do simple fixes on games. Like, for example, refilling the claw machine, or making sure all the skee-ball games have the right number of balls in them. Which, fun fact, if you put too many balls in a skee-ball game, like way too many, it'll fail to give out the balls, and the 7-segment display will just stay full. That's what happens when you put too many balls in a skee-ball game. Take up for me, someone who works at a place that has skee-ball. Oh, and here's the weirdest place I found skee-balls. Actually, there's 3 very weird places I found skee-balls. One, in the milk jug game. Like, you know, a lot of arcades these days have that game where you throw balls into a milk jug, but they're much softer balls than skee-balls. I want the event data, so let's see here, where is it? Okay, first I get change IP up here, actually. I don't want the female swimmer, I want, should I do Eevee or should I do the furry? Let's do the furry. I'm only connecting to the internet to download the event data, because that's how it works. Okay. Meyer D. I feel like that username is trying to copy SwSh, but doing a terrible job of it. Please also put the S in between the last name and the first initial. That's actually where his username comes from. I thought it was something else that it came from, and I was pronouncing it wrong for a long time. That's just two ways I mispronounced it. One was when I was an absolute beginner of SwSh homebrew. One was like when I thought I knew how to pronounce it, I was wrong because, you know, I thought it was like something that coincidentally was spelled the same. Like just coincidentally spelled the same. Yeah, it's actually pronounced SwSh, and you know, is pretty much just Latin, I mean not Latin for 1,000,000, that's what I thought it was, but you know, it's just his first name, and you know, his last name, then S, and then his first initial. That's just saying he's the one with the first initial M in the SwSh family. Yeah, seriously, I feel my OD is just a terrible attempt at replicating SwSh. Like the first one's the last name Meyer, I do know. The first initial D. I feel like that's what it is. It makes sense for that username. It's just trying to copy SwSh but doing a terrible job of it. That's a really good move. I think I'm gonna teach Eevee that move because I know Eevee can learn that move. I know that Eevee can learn that move. Okay. I'm just getting rid of these new item things. Really something funny, I once saw a video of knockoff brands where like one of them was Batman Windows XP. I know it's hard to tell if it's, you know, it's really hard to tell if that's, you know, an installer for an operating system or a movie on that DVD. Another example of something where it'd be hard to do. This isn't something I've actually seen before, it's just something I think is funny that could happen sometime. Star Wars macOS Panther. Or another thing like that. You know what it is? Pokemon Ubuntu. And those are all operating systems that date back to the early 2000s, and that's why I use them as examples. So those would make sense to have on a DVD if they date back to early 2000s. So the first Ubuntu was Morty Warthog, and it came out in 2004. Which is also when macOS Panther was the newest macOS, and Windows XP was the newest Windows. Yeah, macOS Panther is, you know, kind of a funny macOS, because, you know, it was the newest macOS when download more RAM started. Yes, download more RAM dates back to 2004. I think I heard somewhere, it was like, someone posted something to a Mac forum, where they were asking how they could download more RAM, because, they were like, I think it was like, they said, they were asking what sites they could download RAM from because their computer was low on memory. It was pretty weird. But yeah, pretty much they didn't know that RAM was not downloadable and that it was a part of the computer. Which is just ridiculous. They didn't know that. You know, some people have really weird dreams sometimes. Like me, I once had a dream Where, do you know Fennec Tech, like from the Switch homebrew scene? Basically, Fennec Tech is someone that's in the Switch homebrew scene, and yeah. In my dream, Fennec Tech did something kind of funny. It was a dream where Fennec Tech pretty much just made a lewd Pokemon fan game, but somehow ended up on the Nintendo Switch eShop? What? That was such a weird dream. Like, seriously. A lewd Pokemon fan game ending up on eShop. When I told someone about it, they said that's impossible. You know, who's to say what's impossible? Sorry, I was referencing a song when I said who's to say what's impossible. You ever seen the movie Curious George? You've probably heard that song before. That song is in that movie. Who's to say what's impossible? Ah, yes. Messed up culling. Did you see that? You know, it's more draw distance than culling, but still. Messed up draw distance. You know... Oh, hello. You made me a ton of bands! I was referencing a couple of different... Is that person a hacker or are they lagging? I can't tell. Because when you're a hacker, you can use cheat codes to clip through walls. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of raids because I know that the gens reset once. I know the gens reset once, you know. The dens reset once you do all the raids. Gotta remember to hit the don't touch button now. Okay, it's a special category move, but it's got high power. You know how many Pokemon there are? I don't get how some people can memorize base stats really well. I am terrible at it because, like I said, there's so many Pokemon out there, and I just can't memorize the base stats of all of them. And I just can't memorize the base stats of all of them. And you know, here's something. There's one person in the Switch homebrew scene I'd make a diss track on. Someone in the Pokemon Discord server. You know who? Fen, the person from the Switch homebrew scene that's in the Pokemon Discord server. I would probably make a diss track on them if there was anyone in the Switch homebrew scene to make a diss track on. And I have a reason for that. You know, let's try a physical category move, especially since I don't remember the base stats of Hoo-Hoo. I think that's how you pronounce it at least. We did about the same amount of damage, it looks like. I think that was about the same amount at least. Let's this move again. Now during the Steam dial, let's go to let's slowing out more damage. And yes, I know base stats aren't the only thing used when determining the amount of damage done. There's also the level, the nature, the IVs, and the EVs. All I can say is that one person that lets you max out IVs if you have a level 100 Pokemon, all the badges. It's pretty much genetically modifying your Pokemon. Just think about it. Eevees are like DNA, pretty much. That's literally what it's like. I think the developers even said that. So it's like genetically modifying your Pokemon, pretty much. Which is why you're supposed to pass down Eevees through breeding, which reminds me of why I make a diss track on Sven. Sven got into this big argument with me about how the quote-unquote breeding is not actually breeding and it's adoption, which is not true in the slightest. And we know it's not true because it's truthfully related. There's no way that could be true if that's the case, because, you know, if they're related, then, you know, like, with the way all shinies, IVs, and levels are determined, there's no way it's adoption. It's not like those Pokemon are orphans who don't know their own birthday. You probably don't even know what that's referencing. It's referencing pretty obscure. But then again, that kind of is weird with, that kind of also doesn't make any sense with what Ken was saying. But Ken's theories was like, he said, but Ken's flawed theories was like, he said that Pokemon aren't even alive, pretty much. Because one of the 8 characteristics of living things is that they reproduce. He pretty much was saying that Pokemon can't reproduce. What? There is no way that's true. And his logic towards that was also really flawed. His logic for that was pretty flawed. What he said was this. He said, pretty much what he said was, with the models used in the Pokemon games and also what it shows in the anime, you don't see the Pokemon's genitals, so they don't have them. That's flawed. You know why that's flawed? Think about other media that's child-friendly, or at least somewhat child-friendly. Any media that's either somewhat child-friendly or completely child-friendly will have anything like this. Like, think about Paw Patrol, for example. You don't see red rockets in Paw Patrol, and they're actually using real animals, but, yeah. If they're using real animals, then you don't see the red rockets or the dogs in Paw Patrol. So yeah, like I said, pretty much what I'm saying is, you know, just cause you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. There's censorship. We didn't seem to understand that. And then, what happened after that was, tried telling him, oh, you know what? Just so you know, when I bring Pokemon to real life with my computer program called PSP2 Pokemon Edition, which you can Google in about a year and see it. Okay, when we make that program, just know that it will, that the Pokemon playing with it, you will see their genitals. And he said, good luck with that. And I said, I really hope Nintendo sees it and they decide to make it official. And he said, no way that's gonna happen, you're gonna get sued. both for copyright infringement and for sexualizing their characters. To be honest, I doubt that though. And the reason I doubt that is because, remember that theory I made? I think I got a strike on my channel for. I think I got a strike on my channel first. I don't know if I got age restricted or if I got a strike on my channel. I really don't know. Basically, my channel for like a warning thing on that video. I don't know if it's strike or age restricted though. But yeah, I mean the video, I still see it when I look at my channel, but that's me, from my perspective. Pretty much the theory states that Nintendo's plan is to do this too. And it's been their plan since the start of Pokemon, and just waiting until technology's good enough. And they're too lazy to develop that technology on their own. But not me, I'm not too lazy to develop that technology on my own. That's why I'm going to be the one to develop that technology. I've only lost count of the number of turns. I lost count. Yeah, it's turn 3. I was remembering correctly. It was turn 3. I'm too Lander's Eevee use Quick Attack. No, don't catch. Disappear into the next hole. In case you don't know what I'm referencing a cheat code. Where someone didn't know terminology in this game that well. Either rather just directly translate things from another language, I don't know which one it is. The two languages referred to as a nest. But yeah, they called the dens nest holes. Okay, I only have 1 PM that Eevee can learn, and I already used it. That was a waste of rare candy, because you see how much EXP it was away from leveling up. That was a waste of rare candy, to be honest. Sexy moves that Vaporeon can know. I'm gonna teach you it. Let's see here. Let's play Spiky Bolt Sand Attack. Like I said, with Sunset, it's come and proven to be false several times. Like seriously, with Sunset, it's been proven to be false several times. And not only that, his evidence is flawed. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get sued if I make TSV2 Nation. Like, I think rather than Nintendo just go see it and not make it official, so they'll be like, oh, you did it before we did. Nice job. But as soon as I develop the technology required to do it, I better hurry up. Cause I know Nintendo's gonna start trying to work on it as soon as the technology's out there. And you gotta wait to release that technology to the public until it's out. That's a strategy I can do. But wait, Nintendo could do some illegal things then. They could leak it from me. They could leak it from me. They could leak it from me like the stupid Cheetos that leaked Nintendo's SDK. I think Raptor Fire 76 is one of them. I mean, I know Raptor Fire 76 is torpedo, but I don't know if Raptor Fire 76 is one of the ones that leaked Nintendo's SDK. I don't know. But yeah. But still, don't be like Rastafari 76. Either way, don't be like Rastafari 76. But Taylor said fucking dick. Good, I said don't be like Rastafari 76. But Taylor said fucking dick. Referencing PewDiePie's song where he said, don't be like 6ix9ine, that rainbow fucking dick. PewDiePie doesn't have legs. That's a joke, by the way. PewDiePie most likely has legs because you see them in a few of his videos. And you see him in Coco. This is that video I talked about that got taken down. Okay. You know what we should call technical records? I like to call them technical platters. You know why I call them technical platters? Because it's a reference to something really funny my sister said. So basically, she saw a hard drive disassembled and thought it was a record player. She saw a hard drive disassembled and thought it was a record player. So basically, that spinning disk inside a hard drive is referred to as the platter. That wouldn't be painful if a loaf of bread hit you in the head like that. That would not be that painful. Bread is really soft. Sorry. I think I might have some kind of seasonal allergy because I get chronic coughs in the winter. It happens every single year in the winter. I think it's seasonal allergy. I think it's a seasonal allergy because it happens every single year in the winter. And also, I have been tested. I do have a compromised immune system. So yeah, so I have been tested, and I do. So yeah. That's a good item. I just got a really good item. I just got a whipping piece. You get time to use it. Ooh, this is the encounter I wanted. I hope I don't go Sorry, I was referencing the Wii Sports theme. Well, it means I hope I don't have to throw my controller at the TV because it fails to catch. Which I actually did that once. Although it was a Joy-Con and not a Pro Controller. If it were a Pro Controller, the TV would have broken. Ooh, and it has the hidden ability too. Even better. So yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's referencing the Wii Sports game, like, you know, because the Wii Sports is the game that breaks TVs the most, and yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I went through my Joy-Con over TV, and I'm using a Pro Controller right now because my Joy-Con broke. It was the left one that broke. The right one is kind of flaky, but still somewhat works. The left one is completely broken though. I might be able to fix it. It seems to be a battery connector issue. And I know what's like inside a Joy-Con. I've been someone many times this year. So I know what's like inside a Joy-Con, and I might be able to fix it. And the Joy-Con's battery is like one of those batteries where the wire sticking out. Like a pretty thin wire. Like, it basically it's kind of like a 3DS battery, so it's got wires sticking out. That's that's what a Joy-Con battery looks like. It's kind of a 3DS battery, but a little smaller and has wires sticking out of it. And wires with like a plug at the end to plug into the motherboard. I think one of those wires got snapped or something. I think that's what happened. So there definitely seems to be a problem with the battery connector. As the Switch still detects the Joy-Con being connected when I slide it on, although it does nothing. So there's definitely a power related issue if that's the case. And the Switch does still detect the Joy-Con being connected, like I said before. It does still detect a Joy-Con being connected. Now if I see the controller I'm using right now with the TV is definitely going to break. Pro controllers are way more durable than Joy-Con, and also way more heavy than Joy-Con. More inertia that means. So just to be safe, I'm using a Great Ball. It could still fail to catch though, but it's all up to the RNG. Which I don't know what type of RNG it uses. I don't know if it uses like standard C RNG or if it uses that proprietary Nintendo one that some Pokemon related things use. Rise and slowly save you from the cave! I caught it, yay! I mean, the rewards are a little bit trash, because there's no EXP candies. But hey, at least I caught an Eevee with a hidden ability. I'm giving it a funny nickname. Rise and slowly stirring heat from the coals. Rise and slowly stirring heat from the coals. Well, that's a good item, especially early game. That's the only item you can get early game. It's also a good healing item that you can get early game. Not as good, but still pretty good. Wait, no, you expected a Moo Moo milk? Woof Woof milk! Sorry, I was referencing a trip to South Park. Basically, they called rubbing on a dog's penis. They called that milking a dog, pretty much, is what that clip was like. That's what I was referencing. Pretty much, yeah. And I know this Eevee isn't like this, but 7/8, I should say like a percent. 87.5% of Eevees are like this, 87.5% of Eevees are male. And male Eevee most likely has, that same kind of penis as a dog. I'm saying this because, it's not I'm doing. Like, Eevee looks canine enough to be like that, I'd say. And we have a SwSh Pokemon here. Get it? Wishy-washy. I call Wishy-washy a SwSh Pokemon. As a reference to, SwSh loving Wishy-washy so much. And seriously, SwSh definitely has an unpopular opinion as your favorite Pokemon. That's a really unpopular opinion, like seriously. It's really just one of the first Pokemon that you see in the game when you go fishing or surf on water. Yeah, pretty common when you're doing water-related stuff. Seriously, Gen 7's Pokemon like that. I think you want to go say my favorite water type Pokemon is. Actually, it's also my favorite of all Pokemon. It's Vaporeon. So yeah, me and SwSh, both of us have a favorite Pokemon being a water type. So both me and SwSh. Well, I will get better at hacking than SwSh someday, I know it. You know why? Because SwSh uses the stupid operating system. SwSh uses Windows. And I use Linux. I'm gonna get better than SwSh someday, that means. I still like that pun I made. Rising Cold. That nickname. Rising Cold. Like rising slowly, stirring heat from the cold. When you heard my joke about making curry in this game, it's kind of funny. The joke goes like this. So basically, okay. The joke goes like this. Basically, I say the way you make curry is by doing these three things. Fanning the flames like the storms of change, scattering ashes through the wind, stirring it like the chorus of souls, rising slowly, stirring heat from the coals, and putting your soul's whisper of light into it. So yeah, pretty much I just relate it to one of my favorite songs. I really have two favorite songs, Lifelight and Electric. Speaking of Electric is one of the songs made to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. It's Katy Perry's one like that. Oh, and I once did something kind of funny. You know what I did? I referenced something a cop once did. Basically, a cop once put on a Taylor Swift song to avoid a video being uploaded to YouTube. I was just doing kind of like that. I was trying to prevent people from stealing my car while I was waiting for my dad to help me repair it. And the stuff I was doing, I didn't want people recording, so I blasted Electric on a Bluetooth speaker that was battery powered. I know I did a Katy Perry song instead of a Taylor Swift song like the original thing was, but still. They're both copyrighted songs that would get taken down from YouTube like that. Whoa, that's a lucky song for me. But hey, type. Think about the type it is, and the type on it. Oh, I forgot about how my Eevee was that ability. Runaway. It's a really good ability. Not thermal runaway, but runaway. Thermal runaway. Like that stupid thing with Chinese electronics. And you don't want a 3D printer that can light your house on fire. The true story, I actually made the mistake of buying a Chinese knockoff 3D printer. Like I already mentioned that in this video. Nano. Pseudo nano slash etc slash fs tab. That's funny. Adding your fs tab. Add entry for swap files so you can hibernate. You know, hibernating is quite a cool idea because, you know, I mean, still prevents, you know, writes from other operating systems. But, you know, at least it allows you to save your work and turn off immediately. And fun fact, Windows does a semi-hibernate every time you shut it down. Not restart, but shut down. Unless you tell it not to. That's an interesting fact about Windows. So most quote-unquote shutdowns of Windows aren't actual shutdowns. I always tell Windows not to do that though. Basically the way you do it, you go into a command prompt. I don't know if it's command requires any admin, or it probably does. You do power cfg/h off. Like I said before, one thing I really hate is if people call furries do files. And also another thing I want to say, with just the way how Pokemon are, it's like this, class Pokefile : public furry. For those who don't know programming that well, it's basically saying, if you are attracted to Pokemon, you're a furry, not a zoophile. Yeah, class Pokefile : public furry. Why is it that whenever I make my videos I go off on a lot of tangents, sines, cosines, secants, cosecants, and cotangents? Sorry, I like to reference math like that. Because, unpopular opinion, I think math is fun. I know it's a really unpopular opinion actually, but I think math is fun. OKStyle.org. When you see accounts like that, they're usually hackers. They're usually hackers and they're just like new crazy OP hack Pokemon. They're just still legal. Otherwise, you know, the anti-cheat system would catch it. You know, because they're legal, the anti-cheat system doesn't catch it. Oh, I know what it's time to say now. The Pokemon that's in an idiot's profile picture is the one I'm battling right now. A Pokemon is a proud supporter. A Pokemon is in the profile picture of a proud supporter of November 27th. And there's a furry here, so that furry's here to beat up, I'm certain. You know, the person there is also using Eevee like me, even though I know they're AIs, but still. Yeah, basically I'm talking about Sapphire Luna. I was talking about Sapphire Luna when I said that. Sapphire Luna's an idiot, like seriously. Sapphire Luna, AFBIK is the one who started the stupid trend of people hating on the virtual realm polyester. AFBIK Sapphire Luna started it. It's the trend that never should have existed in the first place. Don't do this to your Pokemon, well I say do it to your Pokemon. That's what it's like. I want to make a diss track on Sapphire Luna. That was as good as a lyric in the diss track, like seriously. Don't do this to your Pokemon, well I say do it to your Pokemon. I used to like Sapphire Luna until that video was made. I liked Sapphire Luna until that video was made. I was actually a big fan of Sapphire Luna's content until that video was made. Like seriously. I used to love Sapphire Luna. I used to think Sapphire Luna is a fun YouTuber. No, use a deer, Max Candy. Sorry, that was a reference to an inside joke between me and my friends involving the Spanish version of this game and this girl I know, who has a mom who has a first name Dina, and she refers to her mom by her first name to annoy her. Basically, she refers to her mom by her first name. She refers to her mom by her first name to annoy her. And, you know, like, she'd be like, oh, shut up, Dina. That's what I'm referencing. Also referencing how the Spanish version actually has it being spelled with Dina in it. It's spelled the exact same. D-I-N-A. And it makes sense, honestly, with how the word Y, the letter Y, I can't English today, sorry. I can't English today, like what my brother would always say when he messes up saying something. That's true. Yeah, I can't English today, but yeah, pretty much, you know. The letter Y, while it is present in Spanish, it's used differently in Spanish from what it's like in English. And like, because of how different the letter Y is in Spanish from English, it makes sense that they use the letter I instead of the letter Y in Dynamax, because, you know, it's used really differently. Perl makes me think of a programming language. Yeah, it makes me think of Perl. Programming language no one uses anymore. Well, a few people still use it actually, but you know. So I didn't mean that literally. I just meant not many people use it anymore. Kind of dead programming language. My dad calls it the Python before Python. That's what my dad calls it. My dad's a programmer just like me. And yeah. He knows Perl, the Python before Python. I wonder if the Poke Kid knows that her costume is what was it? I wonder if the Poke Kid knows that her costume is of a male Eevee and not a female Eevee. Because like, look at her tail. Look at her tail. It's a male. That makes more sense for a costume for a boy to wear and a costume for a girl to wear. I don't know, this is just... That's like cross-gender dressing, if you know what I mean. When you do that. Which is the reason why when I make an NSFW first suit, it has a draft. How did I forget Eevee could learn that move? Hey, here's a funny joke. What compile time error did Masahiro Sakurai get? No matching function for Kultua Pastilla named. Get it? No matching function for Kultua Pastilla named. Yes, no matching function for call to a pass to a name. Get it? No matching function for call to a pass to a name. Saxophone candy, as I call it. Get it? Because XS, if you switch on letters, it's SX. Like, you know, SXOS, which I've heard people refer to as saxophone. Which I want to set Gary Browser free. He should never have been arrested. I hate our government. Now, I don't support being really toxic to our government. That's why I say I don't support Let's Go Brandon. I just want a change to be made. But still, I'm gonna say Gary Browser free. I'm gonna say Gary Browser free. Like breaking out of prison. Who was with me? And if we get caught, we fight back. We should set Gary Browser free. Like seriously, he never should have been arrested in the first place. He never should have been arrested in the first place. Like, we need a revolution to happen in this country again. Because, you know, it happened in 1776. It happened again, though. I think you know what country I live in if I said this. I think you know what country I live in. We need another revolution in this country, like seriously, we need another one. Our government's gone out of control. Pikachu foreskins. Sorry, it's a joke I have about Bob's Food Tin, where I call it Pikachu foreskins. So yeah. And you know what I call box food tins? I call box food tins Vaporeon discs. Yeah, no, back to the thing. The government's going out of control. We need a new one. Like, seriously, we definitely need a new one. We definitely need a new government. Like, seriously, our government's gone out of control. You know what? I feel like a reasonable law for the new government is, as long as you can provide a valid reason, like a valid reason as to why the person should never have been arrested in the first place, it's okay to break them out of prison. That would be a good law to have. That is, as long as you can provide a valid reason. Only if you can provide a valid reason, no. So, like, if someone's a pedophile, they're not gonna let you break him out. Okay, sorry, in my time zone, it's kinda early in the morning right now, and my dog wants to be let out of the place he goes to when it's bedtime. So I'm gonna let him out now. Nice, the AI did a good job poning Machop. The AI did a good job poning Machop, it's funny. Yeah, spelled PWN. I still can't believe that word was actually out of the dictionary. That's not a joke. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. That was actually added to a dictionary. I'm not joking when I say Pwn was added to a dictionary. I am not joking. I believe this move was once an HM. I believe this move was once an HM. Yeah, another thing I did when I was a noob at Pokemon. Another thing I did was I had an HM slave. For those unaware of what an HM slave is, pretty much a Pokemon that is really only used for HMs. It's something you should never do, and I let my dog outside in the backyard and he wants to come back in now, so I guess I'm gonna let him in now. Okay, so yeah, I have a funny joke to tell you. Here's the joke. So pretty much, the joke goes like this. I mean, part of this isn't a joke, but part of it is. Basically, a part of it sounds like a pun, is the part that's a joke. So, I really like Pokemon, and I really like Linux, but I hate spaying and neutering dogs and cats, so I guess that means that the Pokemon importer with PSVT2 game, since they'll have Linux as the OS on their brains, and also you won't be able to serialize them. I guess you could say the OS on their brains is Unix-like and not Unix-like. Get it? Unix-like but not Unix-like. It's a pun. It's Unix-like but not Unix-like. Get it? Cause you know, it's like Unix-like, you know, the operating system that's what inspired Linux, and Unix like men who have been castrated. So you see, pretty funny actually. It's a pretty good pun. They're spelled really differently though. Like really different. One of them is phonetically correct, the other is a sight word. For those who don't know what the word sight word means, it pretty much just means a word that doesn't follow normal pronunciation rules. If English has alive, and Spanish has absolutely zero of them. This is Spanish an easy language to learn. So Spanish has absolutely zero of them. Every word in Spanish is pronounced the way you'd think it would be, but English is not like that. All I can say is, English is the sea of spoken languages, so technically garbage, has a whole bunch of obscure rules that will just generate warnings in the compiler. Oh, what else? What else is like C? So many useless operators, and there are no namespaces. Like seriously, let me give examples of all those. It's entirely garbage. String formatting. Obscure rules that will cause warnings but not errors. Messy address string formatting. And let's see what else. Useless operators. Who needs the question mark colon operator? You can just use that statement to do the same thing. I mean, it's slower to type, but it does the same thing. When you use the if statement using a question mark colon operator. Also, no namespaces. That was fixed in C++, but C does not have namespaces. So you can really have library conflicts with C unless you give your functions really long names. And I once experienced something like that actually. You know what it was? I was working with something that used Unix sys calls while working with Qt. This is a pretty common situation to see this happen, but basically it was like this. No, I'm not gonna give it that nickname. It's a pun that I shouldn't be making. I think you know what it's going to be if I typed in B and it's Eevee. And you know the game Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, I think you know what pun I was going to make. The pun that I made as a joke but don't actually support. They say they don't support being mean to our government. I just want changes to be made to our government. You know, government officials are still human. I see the sun is rising slowly, showing heat from the coals. Oh yeah, it makes sense the sun's rising in this game because it's a little past 6 now. In my time zone at least. Read the deck if you look at this Pokemon design. I said decks instead of docs, there's a pun. Without programming it says read the doc. So it says read the doc. Like seriously. Maybe beginners might say, oh, Pokemon has one leg. No! It stands on one leg and switches between them faster than you can see. That's what the Pokédex says. You see that animation right there shows that. That animation right there shows that. You see that animation? Yeah. You know, here's something funny that I like to do. So, have you heard what the 3DS's model number is? CTR001. And also, another funny thing about that. So, the 3DS, like I said, its model number is CTR001. And well, use the maximum number of those. You know what? I think I'll start leveling up this one. You know what? I think I've leveled up both of them enough. And this one's also level up. Actually, no, it's going to be a higher level. Actually, I'll use that Dynamax Candy on that one as well. what I like to call it, Dynamax candy. You know a funny joke I have that's referencing obscure YouTube content? I like to say it's a Max Soup in the Isle of Armor DLC. You know what I like to say about it? I like to jokingly say that it's not that it does nothing on humans, it's that it allows humans to die in Max and you don't even notice. Actually, not you don't even notice, the game lies to you, so it does nothing on humans. But actually it makes humans die in Max. And they try to hide it from you. Do you know what this referencing? So this is an obscure YouTube content involving a Legend of Zelda Wind Waker hacking video. Like this is just using so many hacks from Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Where pretty much he jokingly said that your grandma's soup in that game makes you really big. And so you see, that's why I said that the soup that makes the Pokemon Dynamax form be replaced with a Gigantamax form. Also, I mean, when you use on humans, makes humans Dynamax. That is another dose that will allow humans to Gigantamax. Another dose of turning a human into a Pokemon! I want to be turned into a Vaporeon, so let me drink that stuff 3 times. And no one even noticed. Sorry, I was referencing a quote from Paper Mario Origami King. I bloomed 3 times and no one even noticed. Which that sounds so wrong. That sounds like something that could really take out of context. I mean, it tells us pulls up as a flower, which is why I said that, but someone could say that's called getting an erection in your pants. Which I actually saw a video where someone said that. It was kind of funny. Like, called getting an erection in your pants. Programming language. You want to learn Swift? Okay. Apple can teach you. Apple can... Now you should learn Objective-C instead. Wait, no. Learn, what's another programming language I could say? Learn C++. Like, seriously, if you learn C++, it's really useful. It's the language of the torchbearer himself. Not Kirby, the other torchbearer. You know, yours truly. Yeah, yours truly, Melsack friend. Nest hole is empty. Nest hole purple beam. Sorry, I just ever see this cute quote where I think the person directly translated something. That's what I was referencing. The cute quote where I think the person just directly translated something. Because it's not called a nest hole. It is called a den, not a nest hole. Yeah, there are languages that call it a nest, but yeah. English calls it a den. And Spanish uses the word nido, which is, you know, Spanish for nest. Okay, remember that video I made titled MVP number 1, how to Pokemon mate in the daycare? There's basically a video explaining why I say that Pokemon sex in daycare and how it actually makes sense. I actually forgot to mention that video. You know what it is? The reason why it makes sense for Pokemon to reproduce in this really strange way that involves mating the same way mammals do, but, you know, laying eggs and the eggs coming out of the hole that babies come out of a mammal. Now, Here's why that makes sense for Pokemon. Here's why scientifically that makes sense. Like I said in the video, Pokemon would all have to reproduce the same way for the group combinations to work. And so I think the developers wanted to do something that would fit all Pokemon. And that does fit all Pokemon. You know why? Because it fits Pokemon that aren't mammal-like because it's eggs. It fits Pokemon that are mammal-like because, you know, not having a cloaca. Cloaca is pretty much just a fancy word for the hole that eggs come out of on most egg-laying animals. Actually, there's another meaning for that word. It can also mean sewer. But yeah, pretty much, I'd say the reason why developers decided to do that is because, you know, the developers decided to design Pokemon like that is, you know, to make sense for all Pokemon, but at the same time not make sense for a single Pokemon. By making it a completely unique way of reproducing that is not seen anywhere else. Because I don't think there's any other animal where there's eggs coming out of a pussy. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think it is. Don't quote me on that. I know there are ones where it's a baby coming out of a cloaca, like sharks. But I don't think it goes the other way. And we've proven that's not what's like for Pokemon because, you know, we've proven that's not what's like based on other evidence that was in the video. Okay. I really want to get a TM or TR. I really want to get a TM or TR that is a move Eevee can know that isn't a normal type move. That way I actually have some defense against ghost types. Like, you know, Shadow Ball is a move like that. Like, I still don't get how Eevee can learn that move. I still don't get how Eevee can learn the Shadow Ball. And I just think funny, the move Bite. You know the funny thing about the move Bite? The Spanish word for nibble is mordisco. It's also the Spanish name for that move. So pretty much, my joke says this, that Margot Richardson named that move in Spanish, because mordisco sounds like more discos, and it's like biting, so yeah, sounds like more discos. That's actually kind of funny, saying Margot Richardson named that move. Now, I've heard some people say it's pronounced Margot Richardson, some say it's pronounced Margot Richardson. I pronounce it Margot because that's how my friend pronounces it. My friend who people hate on way too much. Like seriously, he's a good person. Why do people hate him so much? Even one of his IRL friends betrayed him. Matthew Banky betrayed him. Maybe that's doxing to say his last name too. I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. I regret saying that. I didn't even realize I was doxing. He's gonna hate on me now too for doxing him. I'm certain. If he sees Jay, he's gonna hate on me too because he realizes I still support what Keegan's like, and also that I still support Keegan, and also that I doxed him. But I didn't even mean to dox him. It was a mistake. Of course, type disadvantage. Cause you know they with normal type moves. Like normal type are weakest type of all, and that's why it's actually a good challenge, cause you know, the reason why normal types are so weak. They have no advantages. They only have neutral stuff and disadvantages. This makes Let's Go Eevee the harder of the two games. Like seriously, makes Let's Go Eevee the harder of the two games. Let's Go Eevee! Let's see, what could I say about... What's a pun I can make that... let's say Joe make out something that sounds like Let's Go Eevee. What's something that a crowd at a sporting event would say? The thing that spectators at a sporting event would say that sounds like Let's Go Eevee. Let's see here. Trying to think, what's a good thing I could say sounds like Let's Go Eevee? What's what the spectators at a sporting event would say that sounds like Let's Go Eevee? Buffet by the Simpsons. Buffet instead of... It sounds like the word buffet. Well, it's spelled a lot like the word buffet. It's like fillet and fillet, just like that. Sorry, I was having my engineering class I took. Well, we did some 3D modeling, and a lot of people mispronounce fillet as fillet, because it's a lot like the word fillet. Like, you know, like in Chick-fil-A. Except it's misspelled in Chick-fil-A. Okay, I really want a TM or TR like that. So TM or TR that. And when I say like that, I mean not like any. I actually don't mean like any of the TRs I have or TMs I have. When it's a move that's not a normal type that is still a move that Eevee can learn. You know, there aren't that many like that. Actually, let me pull up a Pokédex app and count. Let me pull up a Pokédex app on my phone and count. Man, my camera lens, like, seriously, the glass covering my camera lens is so cracked on my phone. Like, seriously, the glass is just shattering and getting all over my phone. I think it's about time for a new phone. And Black Friday's coming up, so, hey, Black Friday's coming up, so, yeah, that gives me a good excuse to get a new phone. Okay, so, where is it? There it is, Eevee. And now we go down the moves, TM. I want it to be a damaging move, so I'm gonna exclude all non-damaging moves. So there's Dig. What else is there? Iron Tail, Shadow Ball, and Sword Power. So 4. Dig, Iron Tail, Shadow Ball, and Sword Power. So 4 moves that fit that criteria. Only 4. Which is, a small enough number for it to know all of those moves at once. Lord next. I like talking like someone who doesn't even know healthy food that well. Like, imagine like someone who eats so unhealthy they don't even know how to pronounce the names of healthy foods, and they say Lord instead of salad. That's kind of funny. I'm saying that because, I make fun of my friend's brother saying he's like that. My sister's friend's brother. That's what it's like. And you see, my sister has a friend whose brother is like that. And I'm so sorry for accidentally doxing the former IRL friend of my friend. The former IRL friend of my IRL friend. He literally told my IRL friend to go to hell. So bad. Why did you do that? I can't know why you did it, but still. It doesn't give me the excuse to do it. You should never do that to anyone. Seriously, Matthew is a bad person. Alan? More like Gilbert. Sorry, I was joking about something funny where I call my cat Gilbert as a reference to Caillou, and my cat's name is actually Alan. Which some people say is a weird name for a cat, but hey, we like that name. It's like naming a dog Monica. Except we've never done that before. We've never done that before, but I'm just saying it's like that. I was referencing a video I've seen before when I talked about naming a dog Monica. I think you might get the idea of the video if I tell you this. What does Monica rhyme with? What holiday that I actually don't celebrate but some people do does Monica rhyme with? I actually don't celebrate this holiday, but some people do. Hanukkah. There's like a video where they're like thinking about wanting a puppy for Hanukkah. Kind of a weird video, honestly. Thinking about wanting a puppy for Hanukkah. I mean, I do celebrate Christmas though. I don't celebrate Hanukkah, but I do celebrate Christmas. I mean, my family celebrates Advent and Christmas around that time of year. So my family celebrates. And here's what my dad said. My dad said it's good to celebrate Advent. He said we don't celebrate Hanukkah, but we also don't make fun of Hanukkah. But he did say, we do make fun of Kwanzaa. That's what he said. I thought that was funny when my dad said that. No people who support Black Lives Matter would hate me saying that my dad said the thing about making fun of Kwanzaa. If you support Black Lives Matter would say that, it's not that I don't support Black Lives Matter, it's that I say all lives matter, even Black lives. That's what I personally say about Black Lives Matter. But you know what I'm trying to start? Furry Lives Matter. Because seriously, furries get mistreated so much. I hope someday being a furry is like being black or being gay. You know, some people used to make fun of, but not anymore. I hope that happens someday. Some people used to be really mean to, but not anymore. I want it to happen someday. Hashtag Furry Lives Matter. I forgot I already got the item that's under the wall. I also forgot how many watts I had. Now I think I know why this move has the name it has. It's kind of interesting. It all goes back to the way how music is made. So metronome is like the base rhythm of all music, and yeah, it's like the metronome being the base of all Pokemon moves too, with that type of thing. Like seriously, if you listen to any song, listen closely, you'll notice the rhythm of a metronome. Listen closely to any song and you'll notice that. Like listen closely to literally any song and you will notice that. Whether it be instrumental or not, you'll still notice that. Colors weave into a fire of flame. Distant sparks call to a pasture unnamed. Listen closely though, you'll notice the rhythm of a metronome. Now I know people say I'm not the best singer, which is why it could get a little weird if I made diss tracks like I want to, but still, I do want to make diss tracks. Then again, let's be honest, diss tracks are usually made by people who aren't that good at singing. But let's be honest, diss tracks usually aren't that professional. Like, What's lasagna is honestly not that professional. The editing's good, but to be honest, PewDiePie is really not a good singer. Except for PewDiePie, like an actual singer like Katy Perry. You know my joke about the move Draining Kiss? It's the pornographic Pokemon move. If you don't get the joke, it's referencing a Project commercial. Now I know no one used Draining Kiss there. I just want to bring it up. But I have a joke where I say it's a pornographic Pokemon move. It's a reference to Project commercial. So I just want to go through all these Trivia Balls. Trivia Balls, you know, they are really free when you spend a lot of money at Pokemon. And they, as far as I'm aware, they're just special looking Pokeballs that you can't sell for as much. As far as I'm aware, that's what they're like. Like, you know, pretty much like Splatoon's replica weapons for a Pokeball. Okay, let's make a reference to... okay, will it even let me type this in? I don't even know if it's gonna let me type this in. But you know what that's referencing. It's referencing South Park. Colton? No, let's slightly change out of it. Kotlin? Kotlin? Like the programming language. That I think I heard somewhere is kind of similar to Java. I don't know, there are a lot of languages that are similar to Java. C#, Scala, Kotlin. Yes, it's pronounced C#. A lot of noobs pronounce it like C#, but it's pronounced C#. And when I was a noob at programming, I really wanted to pronounce it like C#. But I had to say in my head so many times, it's pronounced C#, not C#. Like seriously, I had to say that so many times in my head. That it's pronounced C# and not C#. I still find that really weird that it does that when you go up there and press A. That doesn't look like a den. Like, it doesn't look like a den. Never even tested. Can you throw a wishing piece in there? Like, I've never even tested that. I think this game's been out for over 2 years now, and I've never tested that. That area is in the base game even. Like, it's not even a DLC added area. It's in the base game. Man, I really have to go to the bathroom. I haven't gone to the bathroom at all since the start of the stream. Yeah, I'll use the move, and then, yeah, I'll go to the bathroom. Yeah, just kidding, I know it's going to be attack. I'm not dumb. But yeah. Okay, let's go now. Okay, I'm back. I want to tell you a fun fact that I learned working at Chuck E. Cheese. Most arcade machines, well, modern ones that is, not like old ones like Pac-Man, but modern ones, are made in quite an interesting way. Don't bother me. Okay, don't bother me. I'm streaming, and it's okay. I got some sleep. I slept till 3. Sorry, my dad doesn't care at all about my YouTube channel. Here's a fun fact about how most modern arcade machines are made. Basically just you take a special looking body for it, you take a few accessories, you take a Dell Optiplex, you take a CF card to use the boot drive and modify it so that the power button is shorted out so that way it just turns on by itself when it plugs in. And there, you got an arcade machine. Yes, it's literally a Dell Optiplex like that. A Dell Optiplex booting off a CF card with some special accessories connected to it. That's all an arcade machine is. But you could make an arcade machine if you wanted to. You could make an arcade machine if you wanted to. If you had access to all the parts, you could make one. Now I'd say if you wanted to DIY it, a Raspberry Pi would be a little better than a Dell Optiplex. And that way you're going to do is short a bridge on it to make it always turn on when plugged in. If the Raspberry Pi already does that, unless you put a power button on it. So I'd say a Raspberry Pi would be better for a DIY arcade machine than a Dell Optiplex for that reason. Oh, then again, the game has to be compiled for ARM. So the game would have to be compiled for ARM then, but still, it's better than a Dell Optiplex for a DIY arcade machine if you don't need to stutter a bridge. And also you don't have to have as much trouble making the accessories. But you don't have to do all kinds of crazy stuff to make the accessories. Like you could probably just, connect up to the Raspberry Pi's GPI open. And then the game would have to run this route. Then, because GPI opens on the Raspberry Pi can only be accessed to the parents on this route. But still. Yeah. I mean, you could do it without that by, you could do it without that type of thing by, you could do it without that type of thing by, what am I saying? Oh yeah. You could do it without that type of thing by, making the accessories by doing MCU programming and using USB. But doing that means, doing a lot with Arduino or Raspberry Pi Pico, stuff like that. Anyway, that also is kind of like how, I'm pretty sure it's kind of like that for the controls on a normal arcade machine. It's probably connected via USB or something like that. Maybe some more primitive protocol if it's, a Dell Optiplex, like maybe it's PS2 or something like that. But if it's an old Dell Optiplex, it's probably something else like PS2, which is the old protocol to connect keyboards and mice. Remember that protocol? The old one that you connect keyboards and mice before keyboards and mice use USB. Yeah, it's like, Stuff a Dell Octoplexer to a custom body and boot from a CS card and there, you got an arcade machine. Pretty much, yeah. I think the reason they use CS cards is because those are easy to swap out. You know, for like updating the game and stuff like that. I think that's why they use CF cards. Well, one of the things I forgot to mention. Usually when you see the arcade game boot, you're gonna see either Windows or Linux loading because that's what runs the game. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna end this stream soon. Yeah, I think we're gonna end this stream soon. Doesn't really go on for much longer. So I feel like, yeah. I think after this raid, we'll end the stream. Actually, I don't remember if I maxed out the Dynamax level of that Eevee. I'm gonna check. No, I did not, but I was one away. Oh, I forgot I said I wasn't gonna do inappropriate nicknames on this Switch, because my brother wasn't gonna like that. Because neither of us are sure if the anti-cheat system can ban you for that or not. Okay, but yeah. I'm end the stream. This is Mel's best friend signing off. Oh shit, did I remember to save? I'm just gonna check really quick. Oh wait, yeah, I did. I just remembered.